Hello YouTube, Liz here. I wanted to take a few minutes today to show you about needle tatting. I love needle tatting. I'm a crocheter and I can knit, and I mentioned when I started my channel that I do loom knitting. I'm doing that, and needle tatting. And some of you might not know what needle tatting is. I didn't until last fall, and I was going to make a tooth fairy pattern that I saw on Ravelry or on Annie's catalog. Is a little tooth fairy. It was real small, and I crocheted it for my granddaughter because she was starting to get loose teeth, and she's 6. Yeah, she was 6 last year. So anyway, it has a little bag, then you put the tooth in it, and it has a little string where you tie it. So there's a lot of little fiddly stuff. And in that pattern, I needed a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook. Excuse me, a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook, which I did not have because I stayed away from using little crochet hooks with little thread and fingering weight yarn and everything. That just wasn't my thing, wasn't on my radar. So I went to Joann, and they didn't have, we have a mini Joann, so they didn't have a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook in any of the section where the regular crochet hooks were. They had a 1.5 millimeter Crow-Tat hook, and so I just grabbed it and left because I was kind of in a hurry as usual. So after I got finished with the Tooth Fairy project, if you're interested in seeing what that looks like or the pattern, it's really cute. I have all my projects on Ravelry. My Ravelry username is AquaGirl8. So it's AQUAGIRL and the number 8. And all my projects are there with the pattern links and the yarn and everything. So anyway, after I was finished with the project, I was putting my things away, and I thought, what the world is this thing anyway? What's a Crow-Tat hook, and what do you do with it? I was kind of intrigued, and so I looked on YouTube, of course, and I found a little bit about crow-tatting, but in my quest, I ran across tatting, and needle tatting in particular, because the difference between needle tatting and shuttle tatting, this is a shuttle. Okay, so you wind the thread around here like it's a bobbin, but this one has a fixed post. So you're going to wind your thread around there. It's got a little pick on the end because that comes in handy sometimes when you're picking your threads, when you have to undo a knot, or I don't really understand the whole mechanics and the way the shuttles work, because I haven't gotten the hang of it yet. I tried it once at a workshop for just about 45 minutes. I had an opportunity to get a lesson, and I haven't really spent a lot of time with it since then, but I intend to. I'm in a class, Georgia Sites. If you go to Georgia Sites, SEITZ.com, she has an online tatting class, and beginners are welcome. There's a beginners class on Thursdays. The session for this semester is going to end on June the 11th, I believe she said, but there's, like, today's Monday, June the 3rd, and she had a class at 3 o'clock New York time, and she'll have a class again at 8 o'clock New York time. I missed it this morning. I didn't make it, and so I intend to go to the evening class here in a little bit. So anyway, it's all online, it's all done in a chat room, it's all free, and it is fantastic. You meet the nicest people, and so if you're interested in tatting at all, it's just a beautiful art. I've made several things, small things, because I only started last October, but for example, I made this, what's called an ice drop. And an ice drop, you tat the outside and you leave a place that's like a bezel, and you put your, like, a gem in there, and these are like what a gem is. They come in all different colors and opacities and everything. I took this gem, I painted the back of it with nail polish that has little spangles in it, and I put that in there because I thought that was kind of cool. And then you can add beads to your tatting, like I put these polymer clay beads around here, but you can use beads. I made these earrings with beads. So what you do is, all you need is a 5-inch tatting needle. This is what it looks like. It's just like a long needle. It's almost like a doll needle, but when you're making dolls, but sculptures. But the trick to it is that the eye has to be the same width as the diameter of the needle, and the needles come in different sizes. This is a size 5. They come in much finer sizes than this, and there are some larger sizes. But what you do is, and you know, I'm left-handed, so I had a little bit of trouble finding left-handed tutorials, but I found a few, and I intend to make some in the future. If anybody's interested, you can leave it if you're interested. I'd like to hear in the comments if you are interested in me putting up any left-handed needle tatting tutorials. So what you do is you're going to form stitches on the needle. You do double stitches. I'm just going to show you briefly. You form your double stitches onto the needle. That's one double stitch. Okay, let's see if you can see it. I don't know, but anyway, so you've got your loop down here, okay, and you're going to put your double stitches. I'm just going to do this real quick. Put your double stitches on the needle like this, and you get a rhythm to it. You're putting them back and forth. And then you make picots, like if you see on here, where can I show you a picot? Here's a piece. You see this little loop on here? Those are called picots. You can use them for decoration, or you can use them to place beads, or you can use them to join to other pieces of tatting. This is a super brief overview of needle tatting for you guys. So now to make a picot, I'm just going to put my finger there on the needle and make a space. Put the back half of the double stitch and slide that down with my finger. You see how I did that? So you just keep doing that. I'm holding the needle in my left hand and I'm working the thread with my right hand. Right-handers do it the opposite way. Okay, so it's really neat. There's such a zen to doing this, and it's such a joy. I don't know, I can't explain it, but it's just something so satisfying about pulling these stitches off the needle. So like you just pull it through. I hold my little finger in here so the loop doesn't pull through. You pull that thread through. You put your needle, you run it back up underneath here in that loop. And again, this is a very brief introduction. And you pull it tight. And when you do, you have this. It's like a little loop. Okay? And then you can add to it by making that was called a ring, and you add to it by doing a chain. So you can do a series of loops and chains, rings and chains, and as you do that, you can form all kinds of stuff. Okay, now to do a chain, I'm not going to put my finger in there. I'm just going to pull this right straight through and pull it tight without deforming my stitches. There's all kinds of little, techniques you can improve on. You reverse your work, run that needle through there, make a knot, and that holds those stitches into place. Okay, I know you can't see this very well, but anyway, that's the gist of it, and that's needle tatting. I made this at a workshop. It is going to be a little basket. I haven't finished it. We ran out of time in class, but I've got all my little gems in there, but I'm going to put handles on there. It makes a little basket, but you can make all kinds of little cute things. I made the ice drops like this. Here's another ice drop. I have some others hanging in the window. I made little sun catchers out of them, but here's one with a clear gem in it. so you can see through it. And see where the picots are on the end? You use those. I had this blocked down on my blocking board so that the picots would be firm and wouldn't lose their shape. And I put a little bit of starch on them. You can starch your work to make it nice. You might have seen doilies. What else? You can make tablecloths. I mean, you can make all kinds of stuff with tatting, and it goes pretty fast. It's really fun. I just love it. You use this. I use size 10, Aunt Lydia's classic size 10 cotton crochet thread with my size 5 needle. There are people who use down to quilting thread with tiny needles, and the people that use shuttles really like using the finer threads. I haven't ventured to using the size 20 threads yet. I'm still using the size 10. The next step is to go to size 20 thread. The higher the number, the thinner the thread. Some people use 80, 100. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for that yet. I like to be able to see what I'm doing. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys just a little brief overview what I say when I talk about needle tatting. I have some whips in my bags. I've got some finished objects from in my crochet work. I have been stuck on doing virus shawls. These are I've never made shawls before, and I started making virus shawls, and now I'm just really into it. And the weather here has been unseasonably cool, so I've been able to wear them in the evening, and that's been a real treat. I was rushing to get that one finished so I could use it, but now it's getting warm enough to where I'll probably be working on the shawls but use them next fall. But I also made this is the Seaside tote in the Annie's or ePattern Central. It's on my Ravelry project page, but this is a really much more complicated than I thought it was going to be. It's got cabling, which I hadn't done before. I learned a lot making this. It's got the bottom. I put a little piece of plastic, this stuff down in the bottom to give it a little shape, and I was going to give it away, but I thought, man, I put a lot of work into this, and I really like beachy stuff, so I thought I'm just going to use this. And I happened to see on Llama Mama Kayla's June bingo card that there's a beach tote on there, and I worked on this just in the right time, so real excited to add that to my card. Anyway, it's the same on the front and the back, and you make it with, you make this piece. Oh, it's got like a kind of a grit stitch at the bottom, and then you make the applique, the starfish, and then you make this, the side and the handles are all one piece, and you end up sewing those on there. So anyway, if anybody's interested in that, that's on my Ravelry page. I've gotten really hooked on buying mandala yarn. I got this Thunderbird. This is mandala, this virus shawl that I made with mandala centaur, and I started a whole bunch of them because I kept thinking, wow, this is going to make a really neat virus shawl. And so here I am, I've got like 3 or 4 of them started. This is mandala peacock, and it's hard to find. They didn't have it at Walmart. They didn't have it anywhere. I didn't see any at Hobby Lobby. Well, Hobby Lobby is pretty much doing their own thing now, but I went to a larger Joann in the metro area, and they didn't have any mandala. I was shocked. It's all just ordered, so I ended up ordering this from Hirschner's. Yeah, I ordered this from Hirschner's, and I got several of these because now that they're hard to find, I think it'll just make a fantastic shawl, and some other things I had in mind. But the thing about it, okay, this mandala, I ordered 2. And so here's this one. You can see how I was trying to start to pull that out. And then there's this one. Okay, this is the very same thing. This is also Thunderbird, but look, there's no orange in the middle, and on this one there's no purple. Was that purple? It was kind of a purpley color on the outside. So I was a little bit bummed about that, because in making the virus shawl I wanted to have orange show up, not just in this one little section, but to bring it through into the rest of the shawl. So I don't know. This is predominantly yellow, and that's fine, because you know that'd be a happy color. But I even dug around in there thinking there was a little bit what happened on this one, and you have to watch out for this. I'm learning. Okay, this shawl started out with this is Centaur, Mandala Centaur, and when I started the cake, there was about a foot, I guess, of this real light tan color. And so when I started it, I wasn't thinking. I was so excited about starting the pattern and getting my head wrapped around how the whole thing comes together that I wasn't paying attention until I got way too far along, and I saw that now I've got this. And inside these stitches, because you're crocheting around the rings that you make, now I've got this showing, but this is for me, and so I thought, yeah, that's okay. That doesn't bother me that much. I just have to, I don't learn now to watch out if you're going to start a project and it's just got a little bit of one color, that you might want to snip that off. So Queen Babs, I think I saw her on Instagram. She has this flower applique with a button. Again, these are on my Ravelry page if you're interested in the patterns. And then I made this little monkey. So what I'm going to do, this little monkey face, what I'm going to do is, my granddaughter has really long hair, and my grandson's 3, and he's never had his hair cut. So his hair is kind of all over the place, and occasionally he'll grab one of his sister's hairbands. So I thought I would make him a little guy kind of headband and sew this on there, and then sew this on one for my granddaughter. I have another grandson too, but he's only 1, and his hair hasn't gotten long enough to have that kind of situation. So let's see, what else do I have? I've made a couple of hats on my Addie. I made one out of landscape, Loops and Threads landscape, which I didn't realize when I bought it. I ordered it online. I didn't realize it's like a roving, and it's not twisted or anything, and I thought, oh no. But my Addie liked it. Did not drop one stitch. I couldn't believe it. And I made the whole hat, no problem, no stress. It was great. And when I got to the end, when you make a hat on the Addie, it has like a drawstring that closes the top of the hat. And when I got to the end, here's what it turned out to be like. It's a gorgeous color. This is called malachite. But when I got to the end, I had to pull this tight, and when I did, it shredded. I was like, no. So anyway, I had to be really careful, but I was able to salvage it after that whole thing. And this is like 130 rows on the Addie, because I made it double and then with just a roll-up brim. But it's so soft. It's really awesome. But I was so scared. So when I did the other end and finished it off, I pulled it very gently. So word to the wise, when you're using like a roving like yarn and you're using it in an Addie, or you have a drawstring closure, that it can shred and come all apart, and that's not cool. I'm not worried about this coming apart at all. It's secure. But see, on the Addie, you've got 2 ends. It makes a tube, and you pull them tightly closed and then put one inside the other, sew them together, and then flip that up to make the brim. So anyway, that's about it for me. I've made a whole bunch of Jada and Stitches market bags. I gave out a whole bunch of those to my friends. They all liked them, and I embellished some of them with pins from Hobby Lobby. Like, I put a little pin on there. This one ended up being mine. I offered all of them, and they all grabbed the other ones, and I ended up with this one. That's the one I wanted. So great. Now I have a bag Anyway, I made this one with acrylic. So, and all the details are on my Ravelry page. So anyway, I want to give a huge thank you for people that have given me shout outs on their channels, and thank you for all my new subscribers. I'm so excited. I was very happy, and it really made me feel good. So thanks everybody for your support. I appreciate it. And I will be getting back on here soon to try to do a better tutorial on the needle tatting. If anybody's interested, put your interest in the comments. Let me know. And if not, then you know, there are other channels that show needle tatting you can look at, but specifically for lefties it's a little bit different. The shuttle, almost all the shuttle videos I see are for right-handed, holding the shuttle in your right hand, and Georgia was encouraging me to hold it in my right hand when I met her, but I don't know if I can do that. I've got to look into it some more before I get into it. Here's another thing I got at the workshop. Some of the ladies made tatting, and the theme was beach blanket bingo. So they sewed onto denim and used them for little table favors. It's really cute. You can do all kinds of things. This is all, look how tiny that is. That's done with a shuttle, I'm sure, and much smaller thread than what I'm using. But it's super fun. I encourage you to try it out sometime if you like. It's a great group of people that are doing it. It's not a lost art. There's quite a bit of activity in the tatting world, and it's really fun. I've really enjoyed it and met a whole lot of really nice people. So very supportive and encouraging. So again, I want to thank everybody, my new subscribers, and I want a super shout out hello to Pam DeLions and to Crafty Floridian and Jane Scraptastic Yarns and everybody else who's given me a shout out. It's really been great. So I'm still trying to get to 100 subscribers. I've picked up a few things I'd like to give in a giveaway, and when I get there we'll see what happens. So see what all I have accumulated at that point. So anyway, I want to wish you all a happy Monday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.